And this is an edition of the fall of Trump, and hopefully it's going to be sooner rather than later. Thanks for joining me today. I come to you from Rostock, Germany, as an American citizen from Los Angeles, and also, most importantly, a Republican. Now, it is very frustrating for me to have to be sitting here doing these podcasts and talking about my government. Even though I'm sitting in Rostock, Germany, and living my life here, I have family and friends still in America. I have grandkids in America. I have great grandkids in America, just starting their lives, just starting their school lives. And the thing is, the Trump administration doesn't care about those kids. And this is what I'm going to talk to you today about. When Donald Trump came on the scene, he came in with a flurry, came in with Elon Musk and his ketamine drowned mind, and was going to cut off all the excessive uh, uh, payments and all the waste and stuff in American government. And what we're seeing since the Trump administration is there is nothing but a continuous waste of money. And not just that, we're looking at continually things that are occurring within the government from cabinet officials such as Kash Patel with his alcohol fueled nights at the Poodle Club in Las Vegas, or Howard Lutnick's visits to Epstein Island that he kept secret and lied about. There's that and so much more. So let's get into it. First of all, welcome. And like I said, I'm Matt Fox. I'm coming to you from Rostock, Germany. And as an American citizen, it hurts. It hurts to know that countries around the world are minimizing their contact with the Trump administration. Why? Because every time they talk to them, there's some sort of a scam or some sort of thing that they got going on, and they can't trust them. So, and that's why the countries are holding their breath and waiting for sanity to come back to the U.S. political scene. While Trump may have given up on his illegal slush fund, it was never going to happen anyway. I mean, I think he put that out there just so he could try to encourage his J6ers that he pardoned, all of them, all 1,600 of them, to try to get them on his side when it comes time to use them once again to try to overthrow the government. And we have the midterms coming up, and I don't see it happening. I really, really don't see it happening. Donald Trump knows that once the midterms happen, if he doesn't figure out a way to cheat the vote, that he's going to be out. He's going to be out of there. He's going to be a lame duck president. He will be impeached, and I'm thinking, now just my opinion here. I'm thinking that my Republican colleagues in the House and in the Senate, they will probably vote along with the Democrats in this regard, because Donald Trump has done so many things against the norm in our country that if any other president attempted to do that, they would have been voted out of office, or, I mean, thrown out of office or impeached immediately. But because the Republicans hold both the House and the Senate, Donald Trump has some amount of protection. And he knows that. He knows that. But if a few more senators, Republican senators, end up dying or freaking resigning, then little Mike Johnson is going to lose his majority, and then it's going to be over with. So, and Trump's only option after that is to call out martial law. He's going to have to make up a reason. There's going to be some sort of operation that he's probably going to try to do, and the whole of the United States will be under martial law because of Donald Trump's desire to continue to do whatever he wants to do, such as tearing down the East Wing or whatever. Hey, Travis, what's up? Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. For anybody who's watching, thanks for subscribing. If you do, doesn't cost anything. And then let's get back into it. So, as I said, the Trump administration is continuing to do illegal stuff. And hey, what's up, Charis? The Trump administration is continuing to do illegal stuff, and he's still basking in the absolution of any legal and illegal entanglements from before and the future tax problems for him and his family. And he's looking to hold on to that. Hey, Violet, thanks for watching. He's looking to hold on to that. And so, therefore, the slush fund he really didn't care about. He wanted that. He wanted that absolvement for any future tax problems or any tax investigations on him, even though this dude pays practically no taxes. Man, I'm telling you, look. I'm gonna go back 20 years or more when I was making what 40, 50,000 a year, and even back then I paid at least over 700 bucks a year in taxes. So how is it that me, as somebody who makes 50,000 bucks, Lorna, you're one of the many that are continuing to stay with Trump. Do the right thing, get yourself a new life. Listen, how is it that you are paying taxes and Donald Trump is not paying taxes? Huh? How is it you are paying taxes when you're making 50, 60, $70,000 a year and Elon Musk isn't paying any taxes? What I mean, it's amazing. For me, I just have a hard time understanding how it is that these guys can get away with paying no money into the tax system. So gas prices today are at 4.22 a gallon over there, and that's over $1 more than it was a year ago. You guys, those prices are going to continue to go up. Trump's war in Iran is continuing to go on. Trump says, yeah, yeah, better lawyers and accountants. Yeah, that is. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. Thanks, Corey, for mentioning that. Um, the thing is that this war that Donald Trump started was unnecessary. He did that because of Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu's got a shitload of information on Trump and he could blackmail him and get him to do anything. He probably just told him, hey, we're going to attack Iran and you're going to help. You know what I'm saying? So it's for the oil. No, it's not for the oil, Corey, because Donald Trump cannot steal the oil from Iran because it would not be accepted by the international community. He practically said, what was that, about 2 months ago? He said, oh, yeah, we're pirates. You know what I'm saying? Corey, oil needs more. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, the whole situation with the Venezuela and the Iran situation is really upsetting. Both things totally unnecessary. So, but in regards to the illegal problems that he's got going on in regards to his taxes, he knows there's a lot of them. And he's trying to cut this deal with the attorney general But now there's a shitload of lawyers and judges that have come out and that are protesting and signing off to call on judges to investigate this addendum that Todd Blanche signed that basically absolves Trump and his family from any current, former, or future IRS investigations. And that, my friends, is not going over well with anybody. With anybody. Now, they all may be gritting their teeth and not saying anything, but if it came down to it, what do you think they would say if Obama or Biden tried some shit like that? It's 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 annoying, and the fact that he's got Larry Ellison taking over CBS and other stations. I mean, I don't even watch CNN anymore. I don't know if you guys watch CNN anymore. I don't even watch it anymore because the only people that are out here telling the truth are the people on YouTube, such as myself, and that's why if you look in the detail on the details of my podcast here, you will see all of the shows that I watch. I would try to watch a mix, you know what I'm saying? But guys like uh, Brian Tyler Cohen, uh, Jack Cocciarella, and there's a few others that I watch that these guys have made such an impact on Trump himself that he's now started a page on the White House website of people like myself who are content creators who go out and try to put some information out there for the American public. Um, that he's calling them left wing lunatics and this and that, and he will eventually try to make it so where the people that are on that list will be possibly picked up and detained. Who knows? But like I said, I'm in Rostock, Germany, so they got a long way to come to get me. So as far as this illegal deal that he's trying to keep quiet, right? The deal will be challenged by the courts, and Blanche will be investigated for for making a fraudulent deal in his capacity as the acting attorney general. Uh, yeah. Um, Let me say this, Corey. Immigrants aren't the problem because the immigrants that come into America, most of them ain't trying to get in trouble. So, and to make a point there, most immigrants that come into America, most of them are trying to stay out of trouble because they don't want to get thrown out or picked up by the police, right? So, and that's why they come to America and they try to get a job. They get a social security number so they can get a job and they pay their taxes. And let me tell you something else, Corey. They pay more taxes than Donald Trump. So all these dudes and women that they done shipped out of America, here, yeah, that's not so true, Corey. I can't agree with you on that. Corey seems to think that all the illegal aliens are on welfare and being subsidized by the government, but that's not true. But let's go on. Write me an email, Corey, and we'll discuss it. But nevertheless, there's discussions going around that Susie Wiles will be resigning as Trump's chief of staff, and she's old. She's dealing with some health problems. She's mad because Trump's continuing to make bad decisions. As the chief of staff, she's been able to more or less steer all the kooks away from him and just have him do things that are going to be looked upon as okay, right? But it's not going too good for her, and she's currently dealing with the effects of her treatment for her breast cancer that she got diagnosed in this year, 2026, and so it's a little bit too much for her, and so I think she's fixing to slide out, and she is super mad about not only Donald Trump's decision to put people like Bill Pulte as the head of the DNI, uh, that is the Director of National Intelligence. They're over the CIA, FBI, and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this guy has got no experience, no understanding. As he was in his last position, he used that position to try to put together criminal charges against Donald Trump's enemies. And his enemies are anybody who doesn't agree with him. So if you don't agree with Donald Trump, you're his enemy. And if you are a protester, then you're his enemy. If you are a Democrat, then you're his enemy. And if you say something against what he's doing, then you're his enemy. Corey is putting something out there. Canada is done for. Europe is done for. So is America. But you guys are too focused on. No. Listen, it's not all about. It's not all about that, Corey. America is where the center of attention is most of the time because of the fact that the American economy is a booming economy almost always. But because of Trump's tariff policies and all the crap that he came in with and started in also in regards to Doge, it caused so many problems for not just Canadians, but Americans and Indians and Mexicans and everybody else around the world. And now everybody else around the world is being punished because of Donald Trump's actions in Iran. So, Donald Trump has talked about taking over Cuba. Donald Trump has talked about taking over Greenland. Donald Trump has called for Canada to be a 51st state. Donald Trump has called for Mexico to be a 51st state. I mean, what is with this dude? He is continually thinking about his legacy and leaving something behind. He's building a ballroom. He's having his name put on this and put on that and trying to make major changes. But they have already changed one of those changes that he made, and that was to the Kennedy Center. And they are going to be chiseling his name off the Kennedy Center, and rightfully so, because this piece of shit does not deserve anything like that. And he does not deserve anything what the MAGA people that are still supporting him want for him. This dude has lost many, many, many supporters already. His poll numbers are in the toilet, all right? But because of Trump's continuing to make too many bad decisions, such as appointing Bill Pulte as the DNI, Susie Wiles is angry, and she's talking about the birthday party that Trump was trying to throw for himself. Celebrities are denying invitations to the UFC event, and Trump is planning to throw on the south lawn of the White House. And it's funny. It's really funny because the thing that they built for the fight, for the UFC fight, Donald Trump's so impressed with this thing that they built out there for the UFC fight. He's talking about leaving it on the south lawn. Leaving it on the south lawn for what? So, but what's even funnier is this would be an open air event, and that means that it would be affected by weather. And it just so happens that on that day that they're trying to throw this event, it's probably going to be raining and it's probably going to be some lightning. So I'm thinking the whole event's going to be canceled. So, insofar as Trump's 250th party that he was talking about throwing, and all these musical guests, they're mad. They're mad. They didn't ask for this. They don't want to come. They are canceling left and right. And as I said, it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen. Donald Trump's talking about making it a big rally. So if anybody goes to Trump rallies and enjoys Donald Trump's rallies, then go ahead and go on and enjoy yourself. But let it be known that Americans, in the majority, do not like Donald Trump and do not agree with his policies. He came into office talking about no more forever wars. And what has he got us in? He's got us in a conflict with Iran for no reason, because a year ago he said he dropped some bombs over there in Iran, that the nuclear facilities were totally obliterated. Now he comes back and says, "Oh yeah, well, they were going to have a bomb in less than 2 weeks, and so we had to bomb them again." That's when he went into Iran with the Israelis and started bombing. So, and what's the first thing he did? He bombed a school full of girls. This is the type of stuff that real presidents do not do. Okay? Real presidents don't do that kind of shit. All right? Not from the United States. So, and the Trump administration does not care about the normalities involved in political office. They do not. He does not care about the thoughts of leaders around the world, and that's why when he went to go and do this attack, they didn't inform anybody. They didn't inform anybody. And Donald Trump is going to be on his way out, because that's war crimes. That is war crimes. And I foresee that when the midterms take place, Donald Trump will be impeached, and hopefully he will receive his just rewards. But in regards to the structure built for the event, and that Trump is talking about leaving on the South Lawn, according to sources, it's Trump's belief that the courts have no rights in stopping him from completing his ballroom. And if he wanted to, that he could tear down the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. This is the crazy stuff that Donald Trump's talking about. With reporters, he's saying that if he wanted to, he could do this, he could do that. And this way of thinking is why Susie Wiles is through with the nonsense of Donald Trump. And that's why she's planning to find a new way forward for herself, as the chief of staff is dealing with the effects of her cancer treatment for the breast cancer diagnosis. She's not up to dealing with Trump's continuing bad decisions, and such as the backlash of his True Social posts, which are getting crazier and crazier. This guy is continuing to post. I'm talking about some cringeworthy stuff. I mean, we've already seen him dress up as a pilot in a fighter jet and fly over Chicago and shit all over Chicago citizens. We've already seen him post AI images of the Reaper of the Reaper, and talking about going into Chicago, and it's just like really negative stuff, really negative stuff. And as far as immigrants, immigrants aren't the reason that America has problems. America's got problems because politicians are not putting the money where it needs to be going. And because of the fact that the billionaires are able to manipulate the government for themselves so that they don't have to pay any taxes. All these billionaires running around in America and nobody's paying any taxes. Who's paying taxes? Yeah, the people who are earning 50, 60,000 a year. It used to be pretty normal that a person could buy a house, maybe get a 10-year, 20-year financing done on the house. But now, because of the fact that wages have not gone up like they should be through the years, because of the fact that the interest rates have gone up a little bit, because of the fact that prices of housing has gone up even more, it's almost impossible to buy a house nowadays unless you've got some sort of a slush fund, some sort of money coming in other than from your regular job. So maybe that's why everybody's trying to become some sort of an influencer or whatever. I don't know. But nevertheless, Trump's planning to go to game 3 of the NBA Finals in New York, and New Yorkers are pissed. New Yorkers are pissed. Um, Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to the Spurs for you guys getting to the finals. Um, I myself am a Lakers fan, being from Los Angeles, and it's a sad situation that we didn't make it there, but nevertheless, Donald Trump is talking about going to the finals game on what's that, tomorrow night, and New Yorkers are pissed, and they got to be there 2 hours early just because of all of the extra security, and just as all of this nonsense is going on, the Epstein survivors have been naming names and speaking to Congress. And no person who's been associated with Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes has been convicted or even arrested in America, except Ghislaine Maxwell, who is getting impatient about her pardon, sitting in a comfy Texas prison where, I mean, it's almost like she doesn't even have to stay there. Um, but she's there and she's getting impatient. So it's only a matter of time. The survivors, they will not be getting any justice until Trump is impeached and the Dems take the reins in Congress. When criminal acts take place, such as insider trading, fraud, taking kickbacks, allowing illegal contracts, and monetizing their office through merchandising, I mean, then you should be prosecuted. Cash Patel's selling bourbon with his name on it and the FBI um, shield behind it. This guy, he needs to go. They all need to go. There's so many things that are going on behind Americans' backs that's freaking crazy. You got the guys over at the Department of the Interior that did the deal with the reflecting pool. That was all just a big illegal deal that they did. A no bid contract given to a company, one of Trump's friends. And it's just, the corruption is unbelievable. No? Unbelievable. Um, then there's Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, was asked about the Epstein files because of his comments that he made on some podcasts and stuff. And he even put it out there that that Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing political figures, celebrities, and yeah, because he was videotaping them having sexual relations with underage kids. And so, therefore, you know, when you have people like Howard Lutnick, and there's more than Howard Lutnick, there's more than one, because when Todd Blanche went over there and was interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell, she mentioned more than one government official in the administration. So this guy lies to the Congress about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and to all the other associates of Donald Trump who hung out with him, Jeffrey Epstein, even after his conviction in 2009, which he received even as Pam Bondi sat in a position to make him really pay for his crimes and to carry out a thorough investigation, which she did not. And through Alex Acosta, a Trump official, was able to go out and reoffend. I'm talking about for years and years, and then was finally arrested again after he and Trump had a little tiff. And that tiff took place because of the fact that Trump went behind his back to get a property that he was going to buy, that Epstein was going to buy. And Trump went behind his back and bid over him and got the property. And then what does he do? I'm going to tell you what. He waited a little while and then he went around and turned that property over and sold it to a Russian. All right? Now, I could name names, I could tell you all sorts of stuff, but I mean, it's all in the public. It's all in the. Google it. Google it. If you don't believe what I'm saying, Google it. I guarantee you, I am not going to lie to you. I am not going to lie to you. This is a very, very important thing for you guys to understand. You, as American citizens, are in control of what's going on over there. You need to contact your senators. You need to contact your congressmen. You need to be ready if the shit hits the fan over there in America. And I foresee that it will, because I do not see that the midterms are going to take place without some major problems, okay? And if it goes down that Trump pulls some sort of a illegal move prior to the midterms, such as declaring martial law or whatever, then there's going to be groups of individuals that have already been paid, that are Trump sycophants, and they're going to be out there and they're going to come for those people who had had their faces scanned by the DHS personnel, ICE personnel, Border Patrol personnel. They're going to be coming for you. They are going to be coming for you, okay? Believe me. You go back in my podcast, look at my podcast from months ago. I already talked about this a long time ago. He doesn't have much time left. It's going to occur at some point soon. I foresee right after his birthday party. There's also another possibility. They could possibly do some false flag operations to stir up major national dissent amongst the voting public because of serious violent actions that occur in different states, and therefore call it a national security issue, and then try to call out martial law. But that's the only way that Trump is going to get out of being impeached. And I'm telling you guys now, it's not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty. And I do not, I do not look good in regards to. I don't feel good about it. That my mom and my family live over there. Hey, Faraz, thanks for watching, man. Give me a thumbs up, and yeah, yeah. If we live here, Yeah, I don't think that Trump is trying to liberate your country. I think what he's trying to do is just detract from the Epstein files for us. And I'm pretty sure that Bibi Netanyahu is the one that started that because Bibi Netanyahu wants to maybe steal your guys' oil. But I don't think Trump's got that in mind. He's just following orders. So I am going to be doing a video and going to put a bunch of information about the Epstein Trump class, such as Jean-Luc Brunel, John Casablancas, Paola Zampoli, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump. Those five guys started this stuff with the Epstein situation. Epstein was videotaping everybody. That's why you got Prince Andrew, who's not a prince anymore, and many other people that are running for the hills because they know when the information comes out, they're going to be they're going to be looking for him. And that means people like Helen DeGeneres. She's already got all the way out of the American uh, public. She's not in the public eye anymore. There's a bunch of other people who are jumping out and getting the hell out of the news and not involved in any more business dealings with anybody because they know that people are going to be asking questions about their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, wait, I got a comment here from Faraz. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Faraz, I understand that, and I wish that it was that easy that it would take place like that. There was something said that Trump tried to give the Kurds 2 millions worth of weapons to try to deliver to the Iranian people so that they could overthrow their government themselves. But the Kurds decided to keep those weapons. So, what's going to happen here in the future, I don't know. But the price of gas will be going up for Americans. Look forward to $5 a gallon at some point. I'm calling it now. And as far as the continuing situation over there, the Iranians are making videos and clowning Trump on a regular basis. They're calling out Pete Hegseth for his alcohol and his stupid ways of dealing with the war, and also Cash Patel and all the other comical situations that are there in the Trump administration. But like I said, it's all just to distract from the Epstein files. And that is where pure evil is. Now, I understand that the Iranian regime is also very evil. The I can't understand the whole deal about making women wear sheets over their bodies and sheets over their faces. I can't understand that. I understand it's a religious thing for you guys, but I just can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? What happens when a girl doesn't want to wear a sheet or doesn't want to dress like that? You know, the world has changed, and the styles and traditions from the Muslim religion is not something that I can understand. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. I'm just saying what happens when a girl doesn't want to do that. I mean, she doesn't have freedom of choice, and that's where I don't I don't see it as right because as far as I'm concerned, as a person, male or female, you should have freedom of choice. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if you're a kid and your parents are trying to get you to raise you the right way. You know, yeah. But nevertheless, I wish everybody a safe and peaceful Sunday, and I wish you guys a wonderful day wherever you're at, and those who are being having to deal with war or um, violence, such as the Ukrainians. Oh, I want to put a shout out to Volodymyr Zelensky for the attacks that they did on St. Petersburg. The Ukrainians are going to have some very good luck here in the next week or two by pulling Vladimir Putin out of his cocoon and to the table to make some new decisions in regards to how he wants to go on with his war in the Ukraine. All right. So I think it's very, very sad that over a million Russians have lost their lives because of Vladimir Putin's choice to attack Ukraine. And Volodymyr Zelensky, my hat's off to you, and I wish you guys all the luck in the world. Okay, so Faraz, hey, thanks for talking to me. Like I said, hit me up anytime. Write me an email. I will answer all comments. And I love you guys. Thanks for watching. This is Matt Fox on the tube, and this is the fall of Trump. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how and when. But he will be losing the midterm elections if they don't cheat their way through it. And they're going to be trying to influence the election somehow, some way through violence or whatever. So I'm hoping that that's going to happen peacefully and the American public will be heard. And I pray for all of my friends and family in America. And if you have friends and family, let them know you love them because you never know when today will be your last day, okay? So I'm Matt Fox. I'm coming to you live from Rostock, Germany. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow.